Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. In today's video, I want to dive into an in-depth review and take a close-up look with you all at this stencil applicant called Stencil Prep. By the end of this video, you will be well acquainted with what Stencil Prep is and what you can expect from it. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop them in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, let's get right on into this. Let's take a close-up look at the bottle here, and then from there we can go ahead and continue on over into the actual application process. This is the front of the Stencil Prep bottle. Now, we can use this on inkjet stencils, and we can use this on thermal printed stencils. So whether we're using inkjet ink or thermal carbon paper, it'll work fantastic for both. The front of the bottle reads as follows. When applied as instructed, Stencil Prep will prepare the skin to facilitate the stencil to dye the surface of the skin. The result is a stencil that will not rub off during the tattoo process. Instructions: spray Stencil Prep onto clean shaved skin. Massage the solution on the skin and wipe off with a paper towel to remove any oil or lotion on the skin. Reapply, massage in a circular motion until it begins to foam, begins to turn white, and is tacky to touch. Apply the printed stencil to the skin with an even pressure for 30 to 60 seconds. To avoid smearing, do not remove the stencil. To remove or reposition the stencil, quickly apply hand sanitizer or alcohol and wipe the stencil away. To reapply, repeat the process. I'm pretty sure that a lot of us could agree that that is pretty straightforward in terms of instructions and application. Here is the rest of the bottle all the way around. Feel free to pause at any point so that way you can thoroughly read what you want on your end. Are you wanting to develop your tattooing skill sets? Now you can practice and develop anytime, any place with an assortment of tattooing workbooks that I've created. With these assorted tattooing workbooks, we can practice our basic lining all the way to advanced lining. We can practice shading, shading placement, dot work, textures, and more. All we are going to need is a tattoo workbook of mine. We can use a pencil, pen. We can even use a tattoo machine with a ballpoint cartridge to develop our tattooing abilities further. That means that we don't need tattoo ink, we don't need napkins or petroleum jelly to get to practicing. Simply open one of my tattooing workbooks and get going. It really is that easy. You can get your hands on one of my developmental tattooing assorted workbooks by simply clicking the links in my description or in the pinned comment section below, or navigating on over to Amazon.com, typing in Daniel Yuck, and you'll see all of the assorted tattoo workbooks that I've created come up. If you have an Amazon account, be sure to follow my Amazon author page as well, as I would greatly appreciate your support. Should you have any questions at all, drop them in the comment section down below. I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. With that being said, let's get right back into this video. The patience and practice isn't necessarily when applying the stencils, it's actually when it comes down to applying the tattoos. Stencil Prep works so well that it may be hard for some to see past the stencil linings that we place down. So I feel this is where it takes a little bit of time and patience. So you can see right here, I'm cleaning the skin with a simple alcohol wipe, and then from here I'm going to follow the instructions. I'm going to spray a layer on, work it into the skin, and then we're going to wipe it off, and then we're going to repeat that again and then apply the stencil. From here, after we wipe down, we're going to want to place down another layer of Stencil Prep, work it into the skin as we did the first time, and then now you can see I have a sort of white lathered look going on, and it is tacky to touch. From here, I'm going to place down my tattoo stencil, and then I'm just going to place it down for 30 to 60 seconds as mentioned. And then once I've hit that time point, I'm going to remove the stencil, and this is what I am left with. From here, I want to make sure that everything lines up. If I didn't like the placement or if the client wasn't happy with it, I want to, as quickly as possible, take an alcohol wipe or some alcohol, pour it on top to remove the design. I feel that this part is very important. If you're needing to remove the design and you're needing to reposition it or resize it for whatever reason, you're going to want to do this quickly within at least the first 1 to 3 minutes. Maybe even 5, we may be able to get away with it. This specific bee was on there for maybe about 30 seconds to a minute minute and a half, and you can see it came off pretty nicely. So you may need to use a combination of like maybe some green soap and alcohol as well. You kind of get the idea, but it wasn't too hard to come off, but because it didn't stay too long to dry. I'm going to repeat the process as stated on the bottle, so that way I could reapply the design in a better position. We're going to again apply one layer, work it into the skin, wipe it away with an MD wipe out napkin there as you see me doing, apply another layer, work it into the skin until it starts lathering up and I get a tacky to touch feel. Once I get that tacky to touch feel, I'm now ready to place down the stencil again. So this process doesn't change. It's going to be identical on each and every person, each and every design. Doesn't matter how big or how small the design is. Now I'm going to take my time to reapply the design to something that's more suitable to the client's wants. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and allow it to dry about 10 to 15 minutes. I kind of feel the longer the better. Let's say if you can let it dry maybe 20 to 30, then you kind of get the idea. It's going to hold up even longer. The idea is when we go into a tattoo is to not lose the stencil at all. And if I have to wait another 10 minutes for me to, I guess, get that guarantee, or at the very least get closer to that guarantee, I'm going to do so. Again, at this point, I've removed the stencil. From here, the client agrees to it. It's all a waiting game. The more patient we are, the better. So I highly encourage you to try to leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes to air dry from here on out. And then you're going to see that we're going to have a breeze when tattooing. We do have to get used to the dark carbon stencil not removing away and kind of figuring out if our values are on point. That's more of a technical thing that we develop and work into. However, in terms of Stencil Prep doing its job and keeping the stencil on the skin, it's definitely working. Here's the first time that I've used Stencil Prep, and I'm still getting used to how saturated and dark the carbon is staying to the skin. Even after I put tattoo ink and wipe away, it still stands out and sticks to the skin. So it's really staining into the skin, which is a good thing. I don't want to lose my stencil. My preference is I would rather have my stencil stay and bind to the skin as it's showing in this video, as opposed to losing it and having to kind of wing a design that I'm not sure about. And I feel like when we use this product, this is where the patience comes in. Getting used to how the ink settles and stains into the skin while being able to see the work that we're applying to the skin. So it is kind of a fine balance, getting used to being able to do both at the same time. However, you can see from this snippet right here, the true power of Stencil Prep. Within this snippet, this comes from a full in-depth video where I tried to remove Stencil Prep to see how long it holds up, which is available on my YouTube channel. And you're going to see that I did over 100 wipes and I used a generous amount of ointment and the stencil did not budge. Later on within this session here, I also include some alcohol which lightens up the stencil but still has yet to remove it. So you can see the demonstration and true dyeing power of Stencil Prep from that snippet. I feel like it's important to note that in this demonstration right here, I was not by any means being gentle or anything. I was putting generous amounts of ointment and I was using generous amounts of pressure to attempt to remove the design because I really want to know the true power of Stencil Prep. Now for me personally, after this review and after this demonstration, Stencil Prep quickly grew on me and is now my go-to when applying tattoo stencils, especially if they're micro tattoos like this with a lot more detail or even larger designs that are going to take me a lot more time. You can see I'm applying alcohol and the stencil is still dyed into the skin and it is not moving. After using Stencil Prep for a bit and running it through some tests, it quickly grew on me and is now my go-to stencil applicant. Anytime I'm going to apply a tattoo stencil, I'm going to be reaching for Stencil Prep each and every time. I was currently using Stencil Stuff and the holding power that Stencil Stuff provided versus Stencil Prep does not compare. Stencil Prep by a long shot beats any applicant that I have tried as of yet. You can see that I used a generous amount of inkies right here in attempts to even just lighten up the design, and that failed as well. So if you are looking for a stencil applicant that's more tried and true and that is going to hold up throughout your entire tattoo session, you may want to look into Stencil Prep, in which I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links for you in the description below so you can check it out on your end. To conclude this review, I'm going to be giving Stencil Prep a 5 of 5 easily. This is definitely a 5-star product in my book just because of the benefits that it has to offer. When I'm doing a tattoo, any tattoo, whether it's a micro or large tattoo, the last thing that I want to worry about is having to lose my tattoo stencil. That is a lot of pressure on top of the pressure of executing a tattoo cleanly and correctly while not damaging the client's skin is a lot of pressure already. So the less amount of stress that I can experience within any tattoo workflow, I'm going to go ahead and provide myself with products that are going to allow me to experience less stress. For this example, Stencil Prep, I no longer have to worry about losing my stencil throughout each and every tattoo design that I'm going to be doing. Again, whether it's a small design or a large design, for that reason alone, that is a 5 of 5 product in my book, and I highly recommend checking it out on your end. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below, and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, I appreciate your time. Thank you for your support. Have a great day. Are you needing or wanting tattoo guidance? What about 4K high quality step-by-step follow-along tattoo sessions? Or maybe one-on-one tattoo support to get answers to your questions that are specifically tailored to your wants and needs as the artist? You can now become a Patreon where you will gain access to high quality 4K exclusive step-by-step follow-along tattoo sessions. I will be tattooing with you in a one-on-one step-by-step manner where I will be explaining what I am doing and why every step of the way. I will also be doing this in a high quality 4K format for your optimal viewing experience. On top of the one-on-one support and on top of the step-by-step tattoo session guidance, you will also gain access to exclusive tattoo stencils that you can download and place on your end to further develop your skill sets. I will leave a link for you in the description or in the pinned comment section below, or you can head on over to patreon.com/Daniel Yuck. When you become a Patreon, you will be getting one-on-one support where you can ask me as many questions as you'd like that are specifically tailored to your wants and needs as the artist. You will gain access to exclusive tattoo stencils that you can download and practice on your end. You'll also gain access to exclusive high quality 4K footage where I walk you through each and every tattoo session in a one-on-one step-by-step manner where I explain all the what's and whys along the way. Become a Patreon today. Thank you for your support in advance. I greatly appreciate you.